Hey, it's me, Zana, and welcome back to Living Skyrim IV. How we doing, guys? I'm doing fantastic myself. If you guys are enjoying this playthrough as much as I am, please consider liking, please consider subscribing. And let's get straight into it. We are just exploring... ooh, lots of ingredients here. We are just exploring this whole little clockwork castle that we've just gotten. It's basically a big old player home. And activate. The alchemy lab is incomplete and cannot be used. Sort alchemy ingredients and... Wow, that is nice. Okay, so if they're not activated, how do I activate them? Okay. Alright. Okay, so there's still more stuff to be used by sort books into book. Wow, there's so many quality of life things in here. It's actually very nice. It looks like the feminine. Haven't read that. Oh, I didn't mean to take it. Oh well. Let's drop that. Let's make it nice and neat like it was. That'll do. Okay. Yeah, it looks like there's still more stuff to do in terms of activating stuff, but let's go back out. And there's also journals to read too. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's a journal in there. Let's see if we can't find it. Pretty sure there's a journal in there to find. What did Lahar say? He said journal in main bedroom. There we go. And the mage's study, and then two other places, obviously. Ooh, give me that. Give me that. What are you hiding? Leather. And okay. Let's go back out. We might talk to Lahar again. I'll see what the other rooms were in terms of getting the books. Lahar? 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 Where are you? There you are.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Can I ask you something?
Yes. I shall endeavor to answer.
Who is Ludwig? Was that it?
I have not seen them.
What happened to him?
I believe I recall seeing them scattered about the keep.
Master bedroom, yeah.
You might
Major
try
study, yep.
looking in
Travel
the
room.
master bedroom, mage's study, and travel room.
Okay, travel room. Maybe the travel room has the final two? Okay. Looks like there's a few clipping issues, but nothing too breaking. Now where could this journal be? If I was a journal, where would I be? Orca tusk. Wow, it's a big tusk on a orca. Orca. Alright, maybe this room? Oh, 3 or 4. Between the pages of this journal you find a key. Tied to it is a label which reads Master Bedroom Wardrobe. Master Bedroom Wardrobe. Oh, I meant to take that. Okay. Well, back to the master bedroom then. Sorry, Laha, I know it's a quest to go through and use a travel room, but I'm kind of interested in what these journals have to say, actually. So, wardrobe. Yep, there it is. Not that one, yeah, it's this one. Okay. False back panel. This is 100% got to tell me about that ghost lady. It better. The only thing I'm interested in here is finding out about that ghost lady and what she is. Ooh, there's a ring there. Silver ruby ring. Okay. Ooh. There's Ludwig. Oh jeez, I don't want to live here knowing this guy's on the other side of my wall. Alright. Completed a bed of dust. Insight gained. Plus 30. Cool. Alright, let's actually read these now. hopefully they're not crazy long. So, Ludwig's Journal 1 of 4. The Journal of Ludwig Klodovich, Part 1. Today we laid my father to rest in the mausoleum. It is a strange feeling knowing that his shell just lies there alone, and that any time I could go look upon it as if he was still here. Yeah, that would be weird. Instead, I shall honor his wish and begin the keeping of this journal. It's past time I did. He certainly prodded me into it for long enough. Should this first entry be a commemoration of my father's life? I lack the words to adequately describe him. I think his achievements are familiar to most. Everyone knows the Klodovich Trading Company, or Chlodovich Trading Company. There is little I could add, unless that would be of interest. I'm sure coming from me. I can say, however, that he shall be missed. We commend thee and lay thee to rest, Maximilian Klodovich, Father. It occurs to me that for this journal to be of any use to anyone, I should explain who I am. My name is Ludwig Chlodovich, now the Lord of Chlodovich Castle, I suppose. Lord of a trade route to nowhere. It barely entered my thoughts as a child, as I have no memory of living anywhere else, but our castle is truly remote. It was Father's grand project, a new trade route between Skyrim and Morrowind, administered by the Chlodovich Company alone. A fool's project is what they called it. How could it replace the Sea of Ghosts route? They would ask, what of the phenomenal expense in tunneling under the mountain, said others, but Father's plan was more simple. Why forge a new path when one can reclaim an old one? Tolvold's crossing was too dangerous and too far south in any case. The mysterious tunnels that Father set his mind and considerable fortune to, and he never did reveal how he knew of them. Were not too far from the port in Windhelm. He knew no name for these tunnels, and since they went beneath the Velothi Mountains, he and all the workers came to simply call them the Velothi Tunnels. Clearing the way was dangerous, but the work involved was relatively slight. These tunnels emerged in a small valley high in the mountains before plunging beneath the rocks again. Down to Morrowind, Chlodovich Castle was built in this valley, a gatehouse in the center of the would-be trade route, and that is how I grew up, observing the construction of our castle, watching and pestering the builders, stonecutters, carpenters, and smiths. Tools and machines fascinated me, hammers and saws, pulleys and levers. I relished seeing the walls go up, the rooms take shape. Father was more keen on the furnishings. They had to match the latest fashions of faraway high rock. That was home to him and to Mother. I was too young to remember it well, but they are distinctive. Everything went wrong in the Red Year. Not merely for us, of course. It was the death of so very many, but that was the tunnel down to Morrowind. But that was when the tunnel down to Morrowind fell in, killing the workers inside. It was the end of Father's grand project. Even if our route had survived, the people of Morrowind did not. There was no one left to trade with. Mother died not long after, along with... Wow, this is a long journal. Hopefully all four of them aren't like this. Along with my sister, who would have been, so much went wrong. The castle was nearly complete by then, and though, again, people called him mad, Father elected to have it finished. Certainly some things were called off and cut short. I think the armory was originally intended to be another grand entrance hall, leading onto quarters for prestigious guests, a ballroom and such, but still it became Chlodovich Castle, our home. My aunts and uncles always said that my father never recovered from those days. Why else would he choose to stay in the place that had come to represent his very dear failure? Father may have founded it, but they took on the running of Chlodovich Company from then on. My siblings mean to take up the business also they informed me during their brief visit to inter our father. They may have been anxious to leave the castle, but once they were old enough they could not stand the isolation, but I of course remained here with Father and the staff. I remember I was sorely disappointed when the last of the construction came to a close. Some of the carpenters and smiths had treated me almost as an apprentice, but then they had to leave, and there was nothing more to do. Father had noted my interest in intricate mechanics, though, and diverted them into a trade of intricate jewelries. It is not exactly what I wanted, but it suits me well enough, and I can labor at home in the castle. It is also very profitable, and there you have it, I suppose, Lord Ludwig Schledovich the jeweler. Alright, that was long. Hopefully these next ones aren't so long. Right. Right. Wrong. Okay. Let's just power through them. I will extend out this episode by however long it takes me to read these, so if you do want to skip past this, feel free. Journal of Ludwig Schledovich Part 2. Now that father is gone, they pester me to expand the mausoleum in readiness for my eventual passing. Next in line to die. Fine, I shall order the excavation. It is like turning over a rock and finding the twisting tunnels of an ant nest exposed to the sky, and yet here the inhabitants did not scatter or erupt in a panic. They merely stood and stared with those red pin pricks for eyes. I should explain, in expanding the mausoleum, the workers broke through into some ancient catacombs of the Dwemer. They were beneath our feet, beneath the castle all this time. Perhaps it should not be too surprising. The Velocity tunnels are home to some Dwemer ruins also. It is also strange, though. Where do I begin? I've read about Dwemer animalculi, all I could lay my hands on, as those were some of my favorites, but I have never seen any mention, oh, pardon me, of what we found here. The workers called me down when they were about to breach the wall, and there we all stood clustered around a hole. On the other side was our mirror image, a congregation of metal men staring back at us with their glowing red eyes. I was afraid, we all were, but while the workers all fled the mausoleum, I remained frozen in place, expecting your imminent death is a significant shock. But an even greater surprise awaited me. A metal woman came forward and spoke. She spoke to me. At first her words were unrecognizable. Was it the Dwemer language? Then she spoke in Cyrodiilic. That was slow and halting. No harm, she said. I could manage no response. No harm, she said again, but this time to the metal men and women behind her. Now she stands here in the study with me, reading the books. I think she asked for them. I brought her here on the day of the breach, but I have forgotten what we spoke of. I said a lot in my panic, and she said very little. It all happened so quickly. Her brethren have all remained behind down below, but she has not left the study. She is looking at me. Her name is Lamashtu. Her progress in learning Cyrodiilic is astonishing. She reads my books and listens to the conversation of the staff, and already I can converse with her easily. The servants are not glad to have this audience, though. That much is clear. They are plainly afraid of what we have uncovered, but it is just as plain to me that these metal men mean us well, no harm, as Lamashtu said. Lamashtu has promised to show me Nernderol, for that is the name of the Dwemer catacombs beneath us. Actually, she has said that she will have her, I suppose, brother, Lahar, show it to me. I think she wants to stay in the study. She says that she and her metal brethren are called the Gilded, but I am as of yet unsure what they are exactly. Apparently, they have always been beneath our feet and have never ventured out. They do resemble animalculi. Animalculi. I'm trying to get better at pronouncing that. Animalculi. That is all I can say. I realize more and more each day that the discovery of the Gilded is a monumental one, but Lamashtu has requested privacy. I'm not sure of her reasons, but I can certainly think of my own. Dwemer animalculi are known to be generally hostile and quite dangerous. I dread the thought of what might happen if some kind of military attention fell on them. The staff may spread tales. How could I stop them? But I have heard how they speak of this discovery. I doubt anyone will believe the particulars of their tales. They will be thought of as just that, tales. Oh my goodness, it's still going. Ugh. The resources to be found in Nernderol are beyond my ability to count or really value. In particular, that wonderful metal, that famous Dwemer metal that confounds all who try to unlock the secrets of its fabrication. I did put the question to Lamashtu, but I am no smith or alchemist, is all she would say. She has answered many of my questions about the truly amazing machines down there, though I can barely sleep. It feels like my mind is on fire with possibilities. Lahar is taking to his new job well too. After showing me some of Nerdril, he followed me back up to the castle. I did not mind. Even to begin with, he was almost as well spoken as Lamashtu. I think she must have been teaching him, or perhaps he already knew. Much like Lamashtu had, Lahar began to follow the staff and observe their work to their visible chagrin. Before long, he expressed an interest in taking up the role of caretaker of the castle. Already, he is invaluable. He is careful, quick, and most remarkably, does not appear to need or want for sleep. That would be pretty good. My studies of Nerdril's machines consume my attention, as do my plans regarding what I learn from them. I took to Lamashtu as representative of that domain and of her kind, besides Lahar, who was agreeable, if simple. She is the only one able or perhaps willing to speak with me. The others merely stare as I pass and ignore my attempts at conversation. I asked her permission to salvage what scraps of metal could be found laying broken and useless in the halls of Nerdril for use in my own works. However impassive her manner, she did agree. This is tremendously exciting. The metal can be melted down and reshaped as I desire, and there is so much of it to be had. I go to work. The mausoleum has become a thoroughfare. Metal, warp scraps, and whole pieces both is carted out of Nerdril and into the workroom by small groups of gilded. There the casting molds await. Things are taking shape. I think maybe Journal 3 is when it all starts going downhill. Let's see. Part 3. The staff are all leaving. This has been building for some time. It's their fear of the gilded. More and more of their number are effectively taking up residence in the castle as they help with my work. As with Lamashtu and Lahar, they also took to observing the staff in their daily tasks, never speaking, just watching. I think it all became too much. Perhaps it's for the best. I'm told that the company is not doing well, less money is coming in. In truth, it is a relief. I never know what to say to them anyway, even to Annalise. She was always kind to me. She actually asked me to leave as well. That's not something I could do, though, especially not now. I could have sworn that she looked disappointed. It would be nice to think of why that might be, but that can't be it. It must be my imagination. Still, it is sad to think that I will likely not see her again. In any case, Lamashtu was quick to point out that the staff are not even truly required any longer, not with her brethren being here and able to take up the work. Today I offered to pay them all a wage for this work, but Lamashtu declined, saying that all they needed was something to occupy them. Lahar echoed this sentiment. I suppose I will have to take them at their word. None of their brethren will speak to me after all. Behold the common tap or spigot, the pipes of cast metal to ferry the water, the appropriated Dwemer pump, and the steam to make it go. Steam under pressure, it all makes it go. Now I have water at the turn of a tap, heated water even. The Dwemer boiler was perfect for the task. Today I have, oh gosh, I keep thinking it's going to end, but then it doesn't. Today I've heard that Schladovich Trading Company is no more. By accounts, it was in a slow decline since the Red Year and Mother's death, but now it has finally happened. We all have our share of the remaining wealth, and it is not insubstantial. I do not have to worry about myself or my remaining family. Indeed, I have continued my jewelry business all this time, even overseeing some of the gilded and creating additional pieces. Some things need to be arranged, but overall there is nothing to fret over. Things here won't change. I can't abide first-time meetings. Can anyone? No one knows what to say to one another. Who are you? They would say. What is it that you do? By which, of course, they mean, please describe your quantifiable worths to society in a short sentence. Father's beautiful glass garden perched atop the castle never did function as he wanted. It would never hold the warmth the plants needed. It all leached out into the frigid mountain air, and the plants froze and died. Now that I can tap into that seemingly endless supply of pressurized steam produced by some unknown means deep in Nerdril, the glass garden is finally as warm and vaporous as I could ever want. An amazing discovery today, though I would have though I would not have known it if not for Lamashtu. In excavating a new room for the cellar, the workers struck what appears by its curve to be a great metal sphere. Dwemer metal like everything down there, but unlike any other items of Dwemer manufacture I have yet seen. Lamashtu came to look at it, and it seems that she recognizes it after some thought. She said that it had been called a machine for far walking without steps. A rough translation, I think I am simply calling it the travel machine for now, as that is apparently what it is for, teleporting one to a far off location and back again. She speaks of it as if a barely remembered thing from one's childhood, but Lamashtu tells me that the machine is like a crossroads with paths striking out in many directions from it. At the end of each road is a terminus machine, and this is where one would appear upon entering the travel machine here. Similarly, entering a terminus machine would bring one back here. I have asked for the workers to uncover the sphere in its entirety. This is very exciting. The travel machine is to be my own grand project. Quite early on, we found a kind of panel on its surface that could be removed. Behind it were etched a series of pictographs, and Lamashtu aided me in deciphering. We have concluded that they give instruction in the assembly and operation of the machine. The work required is lengthy and arduous. It would be impossible were the Gilded not here to help me. A large chamber to house it must be dug out and supported with stonework. The machine itself has been buried in the dirt for who knows how long. Excavation continues, but it is painstaking. After that, it must be raised up, righted, and supported in place. It must be cleaned thoroughly, inside and out. Broken pieces must be recast and replaced. It is to require an extraordinary amount of piping. There is a lot going unused down in Nerndorol, but will it be enough? I expect this to take years, but it is the power of teleportation. And not just in the hands of powerful mages. It is hard to imagine what a boon it would have been to the Schlotovech company had it not closed its doors. Oh my goodness. How much more? Oh, jeez. Alright. Let's power through it. Where was I? Yep. Okay, work on the travel machine continues. In the meantime, I have been inspired by the idea of the travel machine to create my own structure that facilitates fast transportation of items across the castle. It relies on the principles of pneumatic pressure to propel items through pipes that have been laid beneath the floors and behind the walls. My first practical test was a pipe that ran between the terminal in the kitchen and one in my bedroom. It worked much as I expected, though the first attempts were messy. I shall expand the structure of pipes throughout the castle, and it will be more disruptive than the gas lights were, as the pipes are much larger, but worth it in the end. I feel a funny thing. Also, I have heard that rather than Schlotovech Castle, people have come to call my home Clockwork Castle for all the machinery here. It's a fitting name. I think I like it. I'm frustrated by the interminable work required by the travel machine. So much work and yet so little to occupy my time. I simply lack the strength of the Gilded, and for now there is nothing I can help with. To alleviate my boredom, I recently began work on a method of controlling the machine. It is something I've given a lot of thought to, how to inform the machine of where I want to go. I am sculpting what will become a cast metal relief map of Skyrim. Only Skyrim. Lamashtu assures me that it could not take one anywhere else. Once cast, I will affix mechanical buttons to it in the places on the map and on the map that the machine can take me. It shall be beautiful. I certainly have the time to make it so. Today, one of the Gilded workers struck me as we were walking on the travel machine. He had been giving me odd looks all morning. So I had kept an eye on him in turn and saw the blow coming in time to mostly evade him. He still caught me on the arm and knocked me to the floor, raising a nasty bruise. He stood above me, silent all the while, and for a moment I feared for my life. Fortunately, I then heard Lahar rounding the corner and looked to him for help, but now it was Lahar looking at me oddly, sprawled out on the floor as the worker had already turned back to his task as if nothing was amiss. Still, I had to tell Lahar what had happened. I hardly feel safe around the Gilded these days. He said a soft something to the worker that I didn't catch, and my assailant left for Nerndorul without a word, later to be replaced by a different Gilded. I am thankful that the machine is nearly finished. It is like tuning a musical instrument, fine adjustments until the right tone is struck and the travel machine stirs to life, the bright blue portal shining in its heart. This is how we find where the thing can take us, which terminus machines out there yet function. I was reluctant to go through the shimmering portal. How could we truly know where it led, or even if one would arrive with both life and limbs intact? What if an unfriendly person awaited on the other side? Lahar did not seem to share my concerns, however, and strolled through the portal before I knew that what he intended. He was gone so long that I thought him lost, and when he returned he was caked in dirt as if he had dug his way out of a grave. I saw the banners of Whiterun. He said to me, the caravan brings us mead from there. I marked down the tuning and we moved to the next. Lahar went fearlessly into the portal again and again. Though now I made him cover his metal body with what clothes would fit. He would be a strange sight indeed to anyone that might see him otherwise. Today I took my first steps outside Clockwork Castle in over a decade. How is it that so much time has passed? It was well outside the castle too. The travel machine works. I stood outside the Markarth Clockwork terminus for several minutes, watching the crowds across the river entering and leaving the city. So many people, and that was enough for me. I returned to make this entry. There were long years in which I thought this day would never come, but now it is here. The machine works. Now there is no more need for the caravans to make the trip through the Velothi tunnels, delivering my supplies. Lahar has said that he will do it instead using the travel machine. This morning I awoke to find all that the Gilded except Lamushtu and Lahar had left during the night. Lahar says they have all returned to Nerndorul. To be honest, I am relieved. I was beginning to feel like a prisoner in my own home. I dared not enter a room if one of the workers was in there doing their chores. I don't know how to properly describe it, but for some time now they have exuded such a sense of menace that I feel in danger around them. Fortunately, Clockwork Castle has earned its name. With all the work I've done here, all the labor-saving machines, the workers are no longer needed. Lahar is more than enough. After all, there is no great entourage here to feed and clothe, no mothers, fathers, children, and dogs. There is just me, only me. Oh, one more. Gosh, just reading this stuff has taken just about a whole episode. If you are one of the people that has actually stuck around to listen to all these books, I don't know what to say. Thank you, I guess, but it's certainly not expected because this is a long read. I just like to do it just to make sure I get everything done. And now I am torturing. Okay, this one isn't anywhere near as long. Good. Okay, good. All right. An awful realization has been in my thoughts lately, or rather than a realization, a question. If I were to die, say, of some accident in the workroom, how long would it be until I was found? The answer, I think, is that the longer I stay here out of the world, the more any knowledge or memories of me will fade from those out there, and the longer it would be until I was found, tending towards infinity. It's almost mathematical. It occurs to me that I am so accustomed to the useful machines in Clockwork Castle that I can scarcely imagine life without them, and yet do devices like these exist anywhere else? They could improve the lives of others too, but would anyone accept them? What real use would these contraptions be, they would ask, or how could we possibly afford to build such extravagances? And yet I spend all my days in the workroom crafting machines and objects of utility and beauty. Perhaps one day, when I've done enough, when I'm finished, I can show it all to someone. Oh, you're showing it to me. I cannot remember the last time I actually spoke aloud. Once there was so much to say, so much to learn from Lamashtu, and so much to organize with Lahar. Now, though, everything is settled, every moment runs into the next. With the precision and predictability of a perfect machine, every day is exactly the same. There is nothing more to say. When was the last time I spoke to someone from outside the castle? Someone not made of metal. It must have been around. It must have been when the travel machine was completed. Has it really been so long? I don't know that I could raise my voice I don't know that I could raise my voice anymore. Not even to save my life. I don't want it. I don't want it to be heard. They're warm to the touch, aren't they? Am I not warm, Lamashtu, Lahar, the lady in the walls? They are all so cold. Clocks driven by soul gems, marking time for an eternity. Are they aware? What do they see with no eyes? What do they feel with no skin? Does the mind require other minds to inform its thoughts? Do they otherwise reflect back uselessly and endlessly unchanged, an echo chamber? But I say nothing. Could I still speak? I dare not speak. I do nothing but sit here in this chamber, the cobwebs growing around me and dust staining my skin. I could not bear their eyes upon me, and the weight of their the judgment behind those eyes would be too much as well. I think I shall simply stay here instead. There is a feeling rising in me that my time here is growing short. It is obvious to me that I should note down my last will, but then there is no one to give it all to, and I have nothing to offer in any case. Who would want what I have? I don't want to reflect on my life. It was no good, really. It's no good. Surely, though, it was better than nothing. And that told me nothing of the ghost lady. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's drop a save here. Alright, and can we... Oh.
What are you doing?
Nothing, Lamashtu. I found a corpse.
That must be Ludwig. He used to live here with us. I had not spoken to him for a long time. I suppose he must have died in there.
I think he did. Were you waiting for me while I was reading all those books? I'm sorry, Lamashtu. How? Why is he still in there?
I forgot about death. It was a long time ago for me.
You forgot? That sounds suspicious.
I am nearly 4,000 years old. For me, time is difficult.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Men and women are victims of time, whereas I turn for a moment to ponder, and when I turn back, you're all dead.
And Ludwig?
Towards the end, Ludwig shut himself away and would see no one. Items such as food and books were sent up using the pneumatic tube system. For a time, Lahar continued to deliver his food, and the food was eaten. I believe now that the vermin began to eat the food once Ludwig stopped.
What now? His body is still in there.
Caretaking is Lahar's sole interest. You should ask him.
Interesting. You still haven't told me about the ghost
What is
lady.
it?
I have questions.
I may have answers.
You don't have any answers. Okay. Let's go talk to Lahar. Man, that was a lot of reading. Holy dooly. Lahar, 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 Lahar. Where are you, my friend? Where are you? There you are.
Is there something I can do for you?
Can I ask you something? Is it in here?
Yes. I shall endeavor to answer.
Okay, maybe
Come
not.
find me if you need. Can I help you with something?
There's some work about the castle I'd like you to
What
do.
needs to be done?
Could you do something about Ludwig's body? Yeah, can you do something about Ludwig's body?
Ludwig is dead. That is a terrible shame. I shall remove his body and place it in the mausoleum. I shall also clean the areas surrounding his body. It must be very dusty by now.
Thank you, Lahar. Okay, cool.
I hope I was some help.
Cool. Alright, well we did a bunch of reading, yeah, oh my goodness. So now all we have to do is enter the travel machine. I've also got to figure out how the enchanting table and all that works, but we'll do that some other time. Let's just finally get back to Skyrim, because it has been so long. Wow. Okay, so we can set the destination. Oh, that is so cool. Alright, let's have a look around in here. Cuffed boots, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah, satchel, empty, fair helmet, blah 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 blah, iron war axe. To recall point, I don't know what that is. Let's go. Ah. Okay, so that's the recall point. Whatever that is. Let's go to... I can go to Raven Rock now? Let's go... No. Okay, let's go... Where haven't I been? I think I've been everywhere, right? I'm pretty sure I have. Maybe I haven't been to... I haven't been to Windhelm or Markarth, actually. No, but I don't want to travel. Let's just go to Whiterun. Okay. That is so cool. Alright. Okay. So it doesn't want me to leave yet. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't turn myself around and start walking. Something happened there. Okay. Speak to Laha and Lamashtu. Let's speak to Laha first. I feel like we won't get the answer out of him, but we'll get the answer out of Lamashtu.
Hello. Do you need something?
Yeah, some force is keeping me from using the travel machine.
That is peculiar. The travel machine is working correctly for me. As I mentioned earlier, I have already gone through it to gather supplies. Perhaps you should speak to Lamash too about this.
Yeah, I thought she would have the answer. Okay.
Very good.
Up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs, and Lamashtu. Are you just chilling on the roof? Is this where you relax and think and ponder, and then turn back and everyone's dead? Man. Okay. Lamashtu.
Did you have something to say?
Yeah, some force is keeping me from using the travel machine. You reckon you can help us out?
You want to leave? You want to go back out into the world?
You wanted me to leave for so long.
Is it not luxurious here? You can stay. Lahar will bring you food. You can eat and sleep and read and tinker and be safe. You can stay.
You're getting suspicious, Lamashtu. Suspicious. Perhaps there must be some way back to Skyrim. I can't remain here all the time, never leaning. Perhaps, but there must be some way back to Skyrim.
Very well. I believe I know what keeps you here, so listen closely. I must first explain what we are. What I am. You won't understand otherwise.
Okay, okay.
We are the Gilded.
Mm-hmm.
I have a crystalline heart in a metal chest. A soul gem. In it resides the soul of a Dwemer woman, once living. A woman named Lamashtu. My bones are my own, but gilt in metal. Fused with armor, pillion and gear to hold me together. I died long ago. Soul trap magic was cast upon us, and we were lowered into the molten metal. And then, when I was very young, she took me away from the Foundry Mother and said, "Thou art the child of my endeavors. Follow me and thou shalt inherit the world."
Right. So... Okay. That is very interesting, but I'm also confused. Let's quickly check out the Clockwork Castle Garden while we're up here. Oh, Laha, you lied to me. There's nothing here. Or maybe I suppose it does all have to grow. Okay, we'll let it grow. We'll let it grow.
Sorry, Draylen, after you.
Oh, you know my name. That's so cool. Alright. Activate valve. I only saw that at the last second. Alright. Let's go talk to Laha. Let's see if he can provide us with any insight with what's going on. Ooh. You know. Laha is gonna be downstairs. Yep. Hey, Laha.
Is there something I can do for you?
Something is wrong with Lamashtu. She's speaking nonsense. That's not quite how I would have put it, but...
That is concerning. I should check on her. Please, follow me.
Following you. Oh, guys, get out of his way. Come on. Out of his way. Don't worry, Laha. They do that sometimes. Maybe she herself... I don't know. I don't know. I was going to say maybe she herself has been influenced by the ghost thing or something. I don't know. Let's see. I'm actually very, very keen to figure out what the heck is going on here.
Look, a snowflake. Look, another snowflake.
Please, please. Not while this is happening.
The pair of you, you're not of the sky. It's plain as day. I'll have no part of it.
I did not think it could happen to her, but Lamash too is losing herself. I need to make this plain. This is a very bad thing. She may become like our brethren down below.
Oh no.
Mindless and raving. Hostile. Hollow.
She was about to tell me what's keeping me here.
I'm afraid we won't be getting anything from her in this state. I believe she needs a new heart.
She mentioned having a soul gem for her heart. Wow, I thought we were just about to go back to Skyrim 2. How ignorant of me. There's definitely more. She mentioned having a soul gem for her heart.
Yes, and hers is degrading. If this continues, she will lose herself completely. And if it shatters, she will die.
Can anything be done?
Possibly. I am unsure. Long ago, when our brothers and sisters still spoke to us, there was a Malcolm. He was the first to lose himself, but he was not like the others. One day he simply left and disappeared into the unused parts of the Earth realm. Soon after, our brethren began to vanish as well, one by one. Later we would discover their discarded shells, every one of them missing their heart. It was said that Malcolm had taken their hearts into his own body, a new body of his own making. I have never seen him myself, but if he has been collecting hearts, he may have an empty one we can use. It must be empty or we cannot use it. It will appear darkened. It will not glow like mine, or those of my brethren. If Malcolm still exists, you may find him somewhere down in Earth-realm. I suspect he is dangerous. Be careful. Let me know if you need anything else.
Oh, dang it, my mic was off. I only just realized. I don't know how long it was off for. But what I was saying was, I'm keen to see how long, or I'm keen to see what actually happens now. Like, this quest is getting a little, like, you know, I would love to return to Skyrim, but... Ooh. But this quest has got my interest piqued for sure with what is going on with this ghost lady and all that, because I'm pretty confident it was her that's kept us here and turned me around because of the same kind of music and vibe. And this music is definitely eerie. Find the source of music in Nurndrel. Ooh. Okay. I'm pretty sure I've already like discovered all up here, so I'm thinking it's got to be down on the bottom. Like, I mean, this is the only place I haven't been. Direction of flow.
I saw you in here. You falling over everything, repairing the house. I'm looking for me. Come to the sickness room.
Okay, back in here. The one place where I didn't kill all these things. The one place where I didn't kill all the gilded. And here he is. Okay. That's fine. That's all good.
What I could from the shadow, then left her alone.
I took what I could from the shadow, then left her alone. Oh, there's so many of these gilded in here.
One heart was too few. It was unsafe. If it broke, I would be gone forever.
Okay.
I need the hearts. I need them. I am too weak. They break. One after the other.
He's definitely a Dwarven Centurion or something. He's definitely a big boy. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Guys, don't worry about them.
I don't need you. You may leave if you wish. Your death is not needed. You are not compatible. Your death is acceptable, however. You are not needed.
You're piquing my interest, big guy. I'll give you that.
If you truly wish to stay, come find me in the southern commissary. I shall find room for you somewhere.
Ooh, okay.
Your death is not needed. You are not compatible. Your death is acceptable, however.
Oh, okay, now these are down. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, no, oh, jeez. This is so cool. I'm loving this quest. Alright, you guys take care of him if you could. Knapsack, gold, potion of extreme healing. Yep. Alright, let's take care of this thing. Down that way. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew he'd be a big boy. I knew he'd be a big boy. Alright, well. As unfortunate as it is, this is getting really long, so I'm going to have to end it there, guys. If you guys are enjoying this playthrough as much as I am, please consider liking, please consider subscribing. Most of all, please have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.